20 years from now, will your children be at the forefront of development in this country? Will they be the leaders? Will they be the entrepreneurs? What do you tell them today that would create the future for them 20 years from now? Now, today we are trying to create the future from now. And so our kids are the future. What do you tell them? What do you live in them? What do you instill in them so they can make an impact on the future? And we've got a historian, an African historian, an Africanized businessman. This guy's got it all rolled into one. He's speaking to 1,000 people at a venue, and he's trying to influence their minds for the future. Let's get to meet him.
Yeah, my name is Dr. Hamid Maulana. And my specialty is, as for education, is I have a degree in Egyptology, international business, and finance. And my passion is tourism and hotel management. And I'm a lecturer, as I speak to you right now, in that field.
When we take control of our own affairs, what are the things that we add to the present that would define the future? What are the things?
I said earlier, and I'm not going to get away from that. The first thing we have to do is get into the educational system, all the way down to creche and kindergarten, and African centerize that educational system.
Okay, so I'll say this to you. I'll say this to you right now. We want to. I agree with you. I share your sentiments. The best way I see this is to add a lot of African history to inspire the kids, to make the kids believe that, look, if your forebears were able to do it, then you can do it. But as the starting point for self-confidence. Is that what you are prescribing?
Yeah, but Kojo, it's not just to add history in there for the sake of making you proud. This is a foundational base. You cannot, a mango tree cannot stand without roots.
Tell me about mental strength. Tell me about entrepreneurship. Are these, apart from science, are these things that can also help us going forward? And how do we incorporate it now, Anis?
You know, if we're talking about 20 years from now, how do we open up a ministry? The ministry for 20 years development. If you're talking about going to a hospital, it's horrible to see the number of people. Why don't we have preventive medical care? Rather, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
That's what I told you.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Hello.
And I'm saying we are geared to deal with problems when they happen. Let's try to establish a ministry for the next 20 years to say this is going to be the ministry for the 20-year development. And it's going to be devoted, a sector of it, to the youth. This will be the agenda. I'm telling you, within that ministry. And we will operate it to the letter. But I'm saying the way things are going right now, you understand what I'm saying? We're just, how can I say, hand to pocket, hand to pocket. You understand what I'm saying? Borrowing 65% donor recipient. You understand what I'm saying? Why do we not sit down like South Korea did 50 years ago and said 25 years from now, I'm going to have 15,000 chemical engineers because the country is going to need them.
Dr. Maulana.
Why don't we have that?
I love this idea.
Why don't we have that?
Actually, I'm thinking about it right now. The ministry of the future.
Yes.
And who is the minister? Say, Kojo Frimpong, the minister of the future. This is an incredible thought. So that the entire country is thinking, what are we going to do in the future? What does the ministry present for the future?
And that ministry has priority.
And it's got priorities, it's got a budget so that we can create the... This is so lovely. Thank you, Dr. Maulana. And thank you, Anis. Thank you for coming into the studio.